Ladies and gentlemen, I'm meadsy69. Welcome back to the channel. Today we've got a world of dummies. We've got players that just do nothing. We've got players that don't want to do a single thing. So we're on Canal. Now, Canal is a really good map when your team want to work. If your team don't want to work, then it's not going to be very good for you. Now, this guy's in a Death Star. I mean, he wants to try. Of course, he's in a Death Star, so you can't do too much if your team are not going to support, or if your team is not going to go and do the spots for you, then there really isn't too much that you could do. So straight away, there is, as you can see, there's a couple of players over there. The mediums are doing the right thing in actually going by D. But the rest of the guys, I mean, you got the E75 here. The E100 that is just sitting there, no idea what he's doing. And of course, then you've got the 3 tank destroyers. So the 3 tank destroyers, I suppose, are not really doing anything wrong. They're the ones pushing a bit forward. And of course, this guy in the Death Star isn't happy about what is going on. Now, considering the enemy have caught base B and base A, and his team are gapping base D, then no one is around that base D. So they are all going to be around this side of the map. And that poor guy in the Foch, I mean, yeah, he stood no chance whatsoever. And again, they are, what is the E100 doing? I mean, he's just sitting there. Is he even playing? I've got no idea. And of course, the E75 isn't doing too much either. So there's one tank down already. Of course, the Foch. And I mean, look at this guy's hit points. He decides to make a move, and that was probably the wrong choice, because he has lost pretty much all of his hit points, and there he goes. He does not last very long. So the E100, yeah, he looks AFK to me, unfortunately. And but the reason I've done this this replay is the reaction. Again, the reaction. I always tell it. I always say it. If you're going to send me a video, like, make sure that you yourself don't do anything wrong. Now, he didn't play the greatest. He could have made a different move. He could have gone into a different location, a different spot, and he could have not actually pushed far forward. But of course, this E100 is AFK. Sometimes you can't help being AFK if your signal goes, or etc. But overall, I mean, the 2 mediums, they don't do too much wrong. They have gone this side of the map. They're trying to flank around, and as you can see, they are trying to do damage. So fair play to the mediums for actually trying to do something. And again, the Death Star himself, yes, he done nothing, and he got wrecked. He could have maybe even gone with the mediums, you know. He could have gone with the mediums, and he could have supported them, or he could have relocated into a different position. But what I love about this is this E75, he's getting ripped. Absolutely ripped, but he still thinks this is the best position for him. He's still going to side scrape, and he's still going to get absolutely ripped apart. And before you know it, all that is left is the 2 medium tanks that actually have tried. So unfortunately, it hasn't ended well for the green team. Just the Object 140 and the Centurion 7-1 left. This guy's now spotted. The IS-4 is, he thinks it's funny that, of course, because you didn't budge a bit. I don't know what he's talking about. I don't know why he's sort of moaning about the red team. They've done absolutely nothing wrong. In fact, they played pretty well, if you ask me. So once this kill, there we go, 1,000 supremacy points, and the Object 140 manages to stay alive. And when you end the battle, when the game ends, we see the end screen, and just as we expect, there are quite a few 0 damages. I mean, the E75, at least he got some damage, but I feel sorry for the medium tanks there. They did actually try, but unfortunately, when you get 4 people that do absolutely nothing, then there's not too much you can do. So yeah, the moral of that story is don't be bad. So next up, we have another game. This time it's not so much a team mistake as such. That it's just, sometimes there's just one player. Sometimes there's just one player that can change the outcome of the battle. And this time we are going to look at particularly the VK9001P, a very, very good tier 10 tank, extremely strong armor. It's not too slow. Overall, it is a very, very decent tank, very good tank, and he can be the difference between a win and a loss. So, of course, we've got the TVP here that is going to spot to see where the enemy are. Now, he is in fact the only medium tank in the game, so he could have gone left. He could have gone sort of, you know, he could have gone anywhere. If he would have gone left on his own, like some people do, then he could have potentially just been ripped apart, because it looks like the enemy are heading towards the caves as well. So the fact that he went to the middle here to see where the enemy are going was very, very good gameplay. He didn't go straight to the straight left. He went to the middle. Where are the team? Okay, they are here. I'm just going to sit back and wait for my heavies to go a bit further forward. And of course, the VK thinks, you know, yeah, I'm just going to go this way. I'm just going to go this way because this is for some reason, the best position for me. Even though there are pretty much seven enemy tanks all over here, you would think that the VK would start making his move around. Maybe he's going to flank. Maybe he's going to flank and get behind these guys. Because to be honest, if you've got a VK 90 that has come up behind you, he's a scary tank. You know, you're not just going to, if you're getting shot from a VK from behind, you're not just going to sit there and think, it's only a VK. It's only a VK. I'm not gonna worry about him. He is a tank that will make you worry. You know, okay, I need to move because I've got a VK 90 behind me. So that's what I expected that guy that is going to do. But at the moment, I mean, he's just sat there. He's literally just sat there. He does have the AMX 50B sort of close by that he could attack right now. He's got the hit points. He's got the damage. He's got the alpha. He's got the gun. He can actually come behind this AMX 50B and support the team. But yeah, currently, he's not doing much. There's one tank down. There's a couple that are low hit points. The Object 777 there is low. Our TVP is quite low as well. But the enemy also have a few tanks that are very, very low hit points. So it all at the moment stems on the VK helping. You know, if he helps right now, it could change the outcome completely of the game. So our TVP, he's done a remarkable job. It's now a 4 versus 6. He's on a reload, so he does have to be very, very careful not to lose any more hit points. If he gets shot one more, then all of a sudden he will be a one shot. But the VK is still sitting there. He's still sitting there. There goes the AMX 50B finally, that he does actually get a kill. So he's not just doing nothing. At least he's not just doing nothing. But the fact that he's literally just sat there all game, like the enemy, the whole enemy are over there. Why are you sat there? Like, he could have flanked around by now. If he would have flanked around, he would actually be behind the Death Star. He could have cleared the Death Star, he could have cleared the Death Star. He maybe could have cleared the grill, and it could have been a completely different look at this stage in the game, because at the moment it's a 3 versus 4, but 2 of these are very, very, very low hit points. In fact, 3 of them are very, very low hit points. So we could clear the grill, but of course he doesn't want to get shot. The IS-7 is coming around, and the IS-7 still has a fair bit of hit points left. And of course, again, the VK, you think, okay, he is going to make his way. He is going to make his way to help the green team very, very soon. But when you look at him, yeah, I don't think he wants to move right now. I think he is happy. He's taken his position, and he's happy sitting in the position he's at. And just watching the world go by, you know, watching the team doing a bit of damage, and that is literally all he's doing. But you know what? Fair play to the TVP. He has done a very, very remarkable job so far, and he's now bringing it down to a 3 versus 3. So that's 2 kills, 3,000 damage. And the Object 268 version 4 over there, he's in a bit of trouble. So now he knows that he's going to die. The grill does die. He does manage to kill the grill before he dies. And before you know it is now a 2 versus 2. So the TVP now is doing the right thing. He could go towards the VK, who's got hit points, get him spotted. Or he could just run away, reset his camo, and then head towards the IS-4, who is a one-shot. But what he does not want to do, and you can see him doing it. He doesn't want to rush towards the IS-4 when the IS-7 is very, very close by. He wants to split the tanks up, which is what he's doing. He's not rushing in. He's trying to reset his camo, and then he wants to kill that IS-4, because if he kills the IS-4, then all of a sudden, yes, the VK90 isn't really doing too much, but it then brings a 2 versus 1. And even with the VK not doing much, if the VK at least takes the attention of the IS-7, our guy in the TVP, who has done a brilliant job, can then get behind and just farm him whilst the IS-7 is farming the VK. And even, I mean, the VK's even talking like, Indian, Mr. Indian, can you do it? And I don't know why he's calling Mr. Indian, because his name's Mr. Insane. But yeah, he's still talking like, can you do it? Mr. Indian is too good. It's like he's sitting there thinking, this guy is the best. I'm just going to sit here and watch him fight. But sometimes you do need that bit of support. Sometimes you need that bit of support. Yes, he has got a kill, but he could have done a lot more. Now, with just 1 minute left on the clock, the TVP could rush here. He can't quite kill the IS-7, especially if you get a bounce on the side. But yeah, he can't really do much. The only thing he can really do is bring the IS-7 out to the TVP. And I think that's what he's trying to do. You can see him looking around. He's trying to hide. And again, even at this stage in the game, with 40 seconds left on the clock, the TVP, I mean, the VK, even if the VK would have sat on the cap, I reckon they would have capped it out by now. I reckon they could have capped this base out. If the VK sits on the cap, it's game over. But no, unfortunately, the TVP does get shot through the crates there, and this guy's just sitting there. I mean, come on. He's in a very, very good tank, and he's just wasting it. Absolutely wasting it. But at least it's not a loss. But you know, when you have a game like this, a loss is the same as a draw. It feels like a loss because it is so easily winnable. But unfortunately, because of this guy just doesn't know what he's doing, it's a draw, which pretty much is still a loss. So don't do what these guys do. Just don't. At least try. Be with your team. At least try to support your team. Unlike this VK. I mean, he still does a little bit of damage. Still does 1,500 damage. But he had the opportunity there to do a lot more damage. And the fact that he's on 5,000 ratings as well. Like, what are you doing? Do something about it and get good. Hope you enjoyed today's video, guys. I'm meadsy69, and I will catch you all soon. Bye-bye.